What's up, nerds? Winstreak here. Today's video we are going to be looking into the mechanic of collecting and spending coins. So we will go around, gather some coins, and then build a button that gives us an upgrade or declines us if we don't have enough. So without further ado, we'll hop to the video. Today's video is going to start out with a few already created objects. We'll have our player character, and he'll be representing the platformer behavior. This will allow him to move around like your common platform video games such as Mario. Additionally, we'll have an object for him to walk on and a coin for him to collect. Now the platformer code is already done, so our character can move around, but anything to do with the coin has not been implemented yet. So we can't even pick up the coin now if we walk into it, and we will take it from here. First, let's go ahead and tackle the collection of the coin, because it wouldn't make very much sense to try to spend coins before we can collect them. So we're going to do this with an on collision, and we want it to be affected by our sprite player colliding with the sprite coin objects. And now we get a choice. We can keep it very basic and just destroy the coin here. Or we can make it a little more complex and add in a destruction animation on our coin. And then instead of destroying it right away, we're going to want to make this two parts, where we call the new event to make the animation begin, and then we actually destroy it on animation completion. Alright, now our player can capture coins, but if the player re-hits the same coin while the capture event is happening, it'll recapture that coin. So we need to set up a restriction with on collision to make sure that the coin is currently playing idle, and this will make it so it only gets captured while playing idle. And then we can also add the +1 coin. And in order to track our coins, we'll be using a global variable, which I named coins. And for our last piece of code, we will be adding a text box in order to track our coins. And that'll simply be text that on every tick shows us how many coins we have. Alright, now this completes our coin collection, and we can go ahead and group this up. That way we can minimize it and keep it nice and clean. And to move all of these, I will click the top event, hold down Shift and click the bottom one, and then simply drag and drop them under the group. Perfect. Now that that's out of the way, we can focus on the second half of this, creating the ability to purchase upgrades. So we'll want a button and then some code, depending on if we have the right amount of coins, will give us our upgrade and remove the coins from our pocket. So first up, we'll need a button. Construct has built-in buttons, which are generally a bit lacking and look ugly as sin. So we'll go ahead and create our own button from a sprite. Now that we have our sprite, let's go ahead and name it. And now we can call it with an on-click object event. And each time we call it, we want to have two options. One's going to be if we can afford it, and one's going to be if we cannot. So I'll start this setup with two blank options. So when we go to upgrade, we can only upgrade if we have enough coins. And we do that by comparing the coins with how much the upgrade costs. So we're going to start out with making a new global variable called upgrade cost, and we'll set that to the value we want the upgrade to be. Now, inside of our top sub-event, we will add a variable compare for coins, and we're going to check if it's greater than or equal to upgrade cost, because if we have 3 or more coins, we should be able to buy it. And then we can copy paste that same event code into the second sub-event, and then we'll just right click it and go to invert. If it's greater than or equal to upgrade cost, we do the top sub-event, and if it is not, then we do the bottom sub-event. Now we simply have to fill the top event with everything we want to happen when we purchase an upgrade. So this will be things such as removing the cost of the upgrade from our current coins and giving our upgrade effect. And this code's a little bit weird since I'm changing the platformer value instead of my character's instance value. I can't just go to add value. Instead, I need to use set value, and I want to set it to whatever it currently is, plus however much I want to add. So I'm going to go to set value and then set it equal to spriteplayer.platform.jumpStrength to get its current, and then plus the amount I want to add. And then you'll also want to add your sound here for on purchase, or your text box to show that you've gained attributes. And then, of course, in the bottom one, we'll add anything we want to happen when we failed. So probably a different sound here and text box that says more gold required or something along those lines. Now this is looking pretty good, but there is one error under a special use case. So when we left click on our button, if we have enough gold to go into the first sub-event and then spend down to where we don't have enough gold and end up in our second sub-event as well, then we will end up playing both the purchase and do not purchase events. So we're going to reword this with an else statement, which will stop it from entering more than one sub-event. And that's all there is to this mechanic. If you bump into any problems, make sure you check out the code that this was based off of on my itch.io account. Otherwise, you can throw questions in the comments below. And if you're feeling generous, throw a like or subscribe. Otherwise, peace out.